right, what is up, everybody? Divine Hood here, coming at you with another daily update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Quiles. Welcome in, Chicken Salt, JW, Captain Call Out, Omar, Iron, TNB Willa, and R Pink. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here and for modding. All right, guys, we are seeing a bit of some downside price action today, and welcome in, Todd, as well. So in yesterday's video, I talked about this and I warned about that the double 1-2 impulse could be coming to an end. We were looking at this as a 1-2, 1-2. This all was your third wave to here. And then we got our 4-5, 4-5 ending our impulse. And if we were to break down below our previous value area high, we could at least get that dump to 120.2K. And that's looking like it is in the process of happening. And we actually could see a much deeper retracement here, dumping all the way to our golden pocket and our support level coming up around 115 to 114K. So we will have to see how this is playing out. But so far, the push down that we are seeing today does look impulsive to the downside. And I am looking at this as a potential 5-wave impulse. I posted about this earlier today in the Telegram community. A 5-wave impulse before seeing a 3-wave correction, and then another 5-wave impulse potentially down to that golden pocket area. By the time we're coming in down there, we could be in alignment with our pitchfork band. And this is kind of what I'm going to be looking at over the next week or so. But it does look like we are seeing a bit of a dump and a potential reversal in the making happening here. We have taken out our lows, our previous lows here, breaking market structure bearishly. This is a bearish market structure break. And with that bearish market structure break, we can look for now a lower high coming out on the charts before more lower lows, a change in the trend. We were seeing significant bearish divergences as we were making these highs. We were making bearish divergences. Money flow was draining out of the asset. And in yesterday's video, I showed you how not only did Market Cipher B have multiple drives of bear div on the 2-hour time frame with money flow draining out of the asset, but our NAMI indicator showed multiple drives of bear div with money flow bearish divergence here as well. And when Market Cipher B and NAMI are both lining up with momentum bear divs and NAMI has money flow bear divs as well, that is a really good signal that a reversal could be coming soon. So we are seeing a bit of that reversal potentially happening today, and this could continue for a bit longer here. So welcome in, everybody. Garage 30, Travis Bird, ZC, TTN, and Sudeep. Sudeep, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here in Modern. And Curtis J, what's up, man? Thank you for joining. Roy, hi as well to you. Yeah, guys, we are pushing down. So let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit more locally. Let me clean up this chart just a little bit, and we will talk about what we are seeing on the charts. Okay, if we go in onto the 15-minute time frame, from our all-time high, which was just an SFP of the weekend highs, an 4-hour SFP of the weekend all-time high, and we do know that weekend all-time highs often get taken out, or weekend highs, weekend lows often get taken out. This happened on a Saturday, and that Saturday high got taken out on Monday. After we took out that high, first of all, we saw a lot of people longing up here in this last push up. We saw a lot of people longing up only, long to new levels of price discovery only. Bitcoin's not going to see a correction. And that's the trap that everyone gets into as we've been pumping for weeks straight up to the upside. People feel that FOMO and think the pump is going to continue without them. And we trap traders. And sure enough, we get that reversal to grab liquidity. So we right now are seeing a pretty clear, so far it's been a 3-wave corrective move here. And this could, I think, even if we'll go a little bit lower, and we could see the bounce from that 120.4, 120.2K area. But if we're looking at this as impulsive price action to the downside, first off, let's go ahead and turn on our volume indicators. And you can see that we have had a pretty significant rise in volume on this last push down here. So this is potentially impulsive price action to the downside. Now, let's go on to the 30-minute chart. Yeah, impulsive price action to the downside. Volume is spiking higher than when we SFP the all-time highs here. And if we're looking at this, I laid this out earlier today in the Discord, but a 5-wave move down to hit that 120.4 to 120.2K levels. Time Attack, welcome in, man. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for being here in Modern. And Dr. Rex, welcome in as well. Yeah, guys, please smash the like button. If you get any sort of insight into the markets at all from this analysis, please hit the like button. Also, in just a bit here, we'll cover some of the partners of the channel, but let me get into this local Bitcoin price action first. So, Bitcoin did reject from the golden pocket and the value area high. So if we pull a golden pocket from the highs yesterday to the lows that we made really yesterday as well, or overnight, you can see we came up to that golden pocket. If we pull that little range that we had here, we had our value area high. Let's see, was it our bigger range? Let me zoom out here. Yeah, I guess value area high shifted a little bit, but value area high was around that area, or POC. And so we rejected on a lower high golden pocket. And anytime you see that rejection on a golden pocket, you can probably expect that we're going to continue down, at least to take out your local lows. And we've done that. We've taken out the local lows, but we did not see the reaction that we wanted to see there. If this was going to just be a nice 3-wave corrective move to take out that liquidity and then continue back up, maybe making one more 4-5, then we would have really wanted to SFP that. No SFP there, and we have busted straight through, and we're continuing down here. So I am thinking that we could come a little bit lower to actually tap that value area high, and we also have a naked daily point of control there. Now, in yesterday's videos, I talked about a couple things. So let me first clean this chart up here, and I want to turn on our naked daily points of controls, because in yesterday's video, we had a lot of naked daily point of controls. And I'll show you, we had one at 123.1. We also had one at 122K. And in yesterday's videos, I said, I'm not really watching these two naked daily points of control. Sure, we can get some sort of reaction, but I did say if we lose our previous all-time high at 124.5, I do think we're going to come down to our box of support. And that is where the bullish backtest of our value area high is in confluence with a naked daily point of control, 123.67 to about 120.1. And so to me, it's highly likely that we do continue down a little bit to hit this support level. We could be in a 5th wave right now, or a 4th wave correction before seeing that 5th wave down. So if we're going to go ahead and look at our local impulse to the downside today, if we pull a trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the highs of 1 to the lows of 1 to the highs of 2, that 1.618 Fibonacci extinction, we did front run it here, but it was pretty much almost hit. And we actually could just keep grinding here until we hit that, or hit the box of support just below that. That could be our whole wave 3 here. We could see a bounce in a wave 4, potentially up to the 382 or the 0.5 Fibonacci, before seeing that roll down in a 5th wave and potentially coming back inside your volume profile. Now, coming back inside that volume profile for me would not be the best thing to see. If we do see a 5-wave move down and come back inside our volume profile, sure, we might bounce and we might get a corrective move here, but we could expect to work our way at least to the POC of the range, and potentially even all the way down to that golden pocket, that bigger golden pocket that's coming in right around our 2 key anchored VWAPs. So I'll go ahead and throw on those support boxes that we laid out in yesterday's video. We have, of course, the one we're coming up to right now, back tested the value area high in confluence with the naked daily point of control. Then we have our POC support level. Now, this support level is going to be important, because if we do look at this impulse to the upside from 108.2, let me turn off the volume here so we can get this chart a little cleaner. And we look at this, we got our 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is your 3rd wave here. Then we have our 4, 5, 4, 5 here. Then if we pull a trend-based or a golden pocket from the lows of 3 to the highs of 3, you can see that that golden pocket is going to be coming in right around our POC support area. And then if you want to say that this was the end of the 3rd wave, and then we're going to make one more 4, 5, which was another option I was looking at, then you can see that that golden pocket is going to be right there as well. Now, I would have to say that because we broke price action bearishly, there is a potential that this impulse to the upside is finished. And now we are going to see a corrective move here. That corrective move can happen in many ways. It can be a sharp zigzag correction, a three-wave corrective move all the way down to that golden pocket 786 area, or it can be more of a flat correction. Actually, that's kind of what we would want to see if we were going to maintain bullishly. We could see a flat correction in here, overall holding the breakout of our value area high of the past couple of months of price action. If we zoom out onto the 8-hour chart, you can see this range since the middle of July has kind of been our range for the past couple of months, and we broke out of it pretty cleanly. Let me go back there. We've broken out of it pretty cleanly, and we have not come back to back test it yet. So if the market is truly bullish on Bitcoin and wants new levels of price discovery for Bitcoin, then we can expect that this level will hold as support and we can get our next big push up into levels of price discovery. Very, very similar to what happened on a macro time frame just a couple months ago when we came down to this area of support. So we had that area of support marked out ahead of time. That was our macro golden pocket. It was our 618 Fibonacci channel. It was the value area high of our macro range. And let me go ahead and turn on that macro range. This is the price action for all of 2025. Now you can see here, I have this volume profile pulled back to about when we were coming down to this support level. You can see that the value area high was in confluence with our box of support, with the golden pocket, with our pitchfork, not our pitchfork, our Fibonacci channel support. And so as we came down here, first of all, we were trending within this range for most of 2025, broke out of the range. Then we saw that corrective move to back test that area. And we said this even when it happened back then, because we were back testing this area and holding it as support, we had a higher probability of coming up to make new all-time highs, to break into new levels of price discovery, because we had bullishly back tested our macro value area high and held it as support. Therefore, the market was confirming to us that what used to be overvalued for Bitcoin for most of 2025 is now considered a buying opportunity, and new high levels of price discovery are going to come. So what we are seeing right now, let me go ahead and now take this macro range and we'll extend it to current day price action. And you can see that the value area high has actually shifted up a little bit. It's shifted up about $2,000, $3,000. But if we're looking at a smaller fractalized back test of what we just saw for our macro range than our more intermediate range that we've been in for 2-3 months here, we are seeing a breakout of that range in an impulsive price action. And if we are just going to come back down and back test that value area high and hold it, then we can expect to continue in our bullish momentum here. Now, as well as from that 107.2K low, we did know that that could have been a major bottom and that we could start an impulse out of that area. So if we're looking at from that 107.2K low and we take our trend-based Fibonacci extension and we're looking at a bullish scenario, impulsive price action, we can go from the lows to the highs of a wave one, because if this is an impulse, it's going to be a 5-wave impulse to the upside. And then we go down to the lows of our wave two. You can see that our 1.618 trend-based Fibonacci extension was not hit yet. And this is why I was suggesting that we might get a little bit more of a push up to hit that before seeing our bigger wave 4 correction. But if this is our wave 2 correction here, and this is our wave 3 that we've been in for the past week or so, then we might see a 4th wave corrective move to backtest that value area high before seeing one more push up in a 5th wave, completing our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulse. And after that 5-wave impulse ends, we really, really need to be careful with the high time frame bearish divergences that we're seeing of a much, much larger corrective or bear market type of move starting. So not too bearish yet. We are still above the value area high of our range, but we are seeing our first warning signs as far as market structure goes. And we have been seeing those warning signs with the our momentum oscillators over the past week or so, couple of days. We've been seeing those bearish divergences form on the chart. I mean, like, look at this bearish divergence here. 1, 2, 3, 4 higher highs. You got your multiple drives of bear div confirmed on the 4-hour, but our money flow was looking so strong here that we were waiting for that money flow to start to top out and start to curve to the downside for those bear divs to really start to play out. Well, on yesterday's moves, you can see we have topped out and our money flow is now starting to drain out of the asset. Now, NAMI is a bit quicker than Market Cipher B. So when I see multiple drives of bear div on Market Cipher B's momentum waves, but I also come down here on NAMI and I see the multiple drives of bear div on NAMI, but the money flow topped out a lot earlier and has been consistently draining out as we've been creating those last drives of div. That for me is a signal saying, whoa, this move is really starting to get exhausted and the reversal could be coming soon. So, yeah, we were seeing the warning signs here on the charts with the bearish divergences, both on Market Cipher B and on NAMI. Now, I would have liked to come a little bit higher to hit that 126.8K area. If we take this and we take that off of log scale, you can see that we actually did hit the 1.618 Fibonacci extinction. Let me get rid of this little golden pocket. And we are rejecting from our wave 3 target. So now what we can look at is we can pull a Fibonacci retracement from the lows. Now remember, we're looking at our more macro impulse, with this being a wave 1, this being a wave 2, and all of this being a wave 3. Now we're looking for a wave 4 retracement down between the 382 and the 0.5. So if we pull that trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the lows of this impulse to the highs of this impulse, and we turn on our wave 4 targets, you can see where are your targets lining up almost perfectly with our key levels. 382 is a little bit below our value area high, but very acceptably close to your value area high. Your 0.5 Fibonacci is very, very interesting to me. 0.5 Fibonacci at your point of control of your range, which is considered fair value. Now, if the market is truly, truly bullish on Bitcoin and wants new levels of price discovery and is accepting that Bitcoin is going to go into new levels of price discovery, then if we do a 3-wave corrective move down to this area, the market will be willing to buy at fair value. If it is truly bullish on Bitcoin, it will buy at fair value, and then we could get that last impulse in our wave 5, completing our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Now, as far as time goes, generally your wave 4 retracement is as long or longer than your wave 2 retracement. So if we go ahead and look at that time-wise, we can come here, and this was about 7 days long. And we really just started this retracement today. So we could be in a downtrend for another week or so, or another couple of weeks. We could be seeing a bit of a downtrend here where we bounce, we kind of grind, and then see this move down happen over the next week or so, where we can then find our support level and see that last impulse to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking at for Bitcoin. Our very key levels, of course, this 117.5 to 117.7-ish area, this is going to be a really, really interesting support level for me. And of course, the golden pocket as well. So if this is just going to be a 3-wave corrective move, then we would expect to see a pretty harsh impulse down out of here, an impulse to the downside. But because we have broken market structure on the daily time frame bullishly by breaking above our 118K highs, and this is clearly impulsive price action here. This is clearly an impulse. Volume increasing on the move to the upside. In a sharp corrective scenario, we can correct down to that golden pocket. Now, if we do hit that golden pocket, it is going to invalidate this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because in your 4th wave, you do not want to come down to hit the golden pocket of your wave 3 impulse, which we're labeling this as our wave 3 impulse. So if we put on that golden pocket, actually, I already have it on the chart somewhere. So let's turn that off. Let's get rid of that right here. This is it from the lows of 3 to the highs of 3. You can see that that golden pocket is coming in. Where is that coming in? Right at our very, very key levels, and we have that marked out on the chart. Our very key levels of support with the double anchored VWAPs, our anchored VWAP from the all-time high, because if Bitcoin is going to remain bullish, once it breaks above the downtrend VWAP from the all-time high, we have not really backtested it. We had an immediate time frame backtest of it, but we have not had a high time frame backtest. So if we are going to come down there in a 3-wave corrective move, then that anchored VWAP is going to want to act as support so that we can continue pushing to the upside. We also have the very key anchored VWAP from the 107.2K lows that's coming in right around that golden pocket. And by the time we push down there, some time will elapse, and it's going to be close to our Fibonacci channel support as well. So a lot of confluence coming in down there. Now, remember, if we come down here, we're not going to be looking at another fifth wave push to the upside. Doesn't mean that we can't break into new levels of price discovery, but it makes it far more likely that this was a three-wave corrective move. We're coming down. We could get a bounce from here, but we could create a lower high and continue this overall complex range that we're seeing in here, complex corrective range that we're seeing in here, more rangy price action. Okay, let me check the chat. Say what's up to everyone. Time Attack, thank you so much for joining. R Pink, thank you for letting me know the sound is great. I really appreciate that. And yes, guys, I think I got it worked out, man. I'm not using that software anymore, so I got a different kind of software, and it does seem to be working just fine. So yeah, full moon dump. You are right. We did get the full moon dump, and this could be just the start of it too. Bullish on Parade, welcome in, man. I know I've heard you. I think you are on Frankie's channel a lot, or one of the other Jason as well. I know you're from Jason. I'm from the Casper crew as well. Actually, love Jason to death. Love Frankie as well. Both great traders. So welcome in, man. Thank you for joining. And I appreciate you subscribing. I hope I can be helpful to you in some way. Let's see. Hoping it's a double 1-2 impulse. Yeah, me too. R Pink, it does look like it could be a 1-2-1-2. That's your 3 here. Then 4-5-4-5. If it's done, and to come up to your 1.618 of your larger impulse, this is exactly where we want to end. If this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, and your wave 3, you want to come right up to that 1.618. So within your wave 3 impulse, we saw a double 1-2. That was the type of impulse that we saw in our wave 3. Makes perfect sense that now that we're breaking market structure bearishly, this double 1-2 impulse is done. We came right up to that 1.618, and now we are going to see a larger fourth wave corrective move. And that fourth wave corrective move coming down to that 0.5 Fibonacci would be really nice to see before getting one last impulse in a wave 5, finishing this overall 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulse to the upside. Now, if we do come down to the golden pocket, this golden pocket support, I know I just mentioned this golden pocket support is very key level of support, but we have to be really careful here, guys, because if we do come down there, we could be looking at a larger flat correction where this whole push down, this whole 3-wave move up was part of a flat correction, and we could come all the way down to take out our 107K lows. Now, it's not going to be a straight line like this. We are going to see bounces along the way. Like it could be something like this, a bounce, a lower high, boom, something like that, where we impulse to the downside and we take out our lows here, or see a bigger 3-wave corrective move, taking out your 107.2K lows. So we have a couple scenarios on the chart, more macro scenarios on the chart. Right now, we do have to lean bullish. If you're being objective as far as market structure, remember, market structure is king. And more on a higher time frame level, our market structure is bullish, making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This was our first break in market structure on the daily time frame, showing that we could see a bigger flat or complex correction in this range. Now, because we have broken above our all-time high and we are in new levels of price discovery, or we're in new levels of price discovery, we also have to say, hey, this could be part of a bullish impulse up. So I am leaning overall more macro bullish until we start to lose some key levels of support. I mean, the first key level of support is that value area high around 120.1 to 120.3, 367, let's say that. Now, that's okay if we lose that a little bit. That's okay, because remember, your 382 is going to be right in that area. Your 382 is pretty much right there, right below it, 119,545. But the real key area of support that we do not want to lose is that 0.5 Fibonacci right in confluence with your POC of the range. So that's for me is going to be a really, really big indicator of what could happen here. Okay, Jay poo-pooed me yesterday when I said I'm looking at 109K, but it was out of love. Yeah, Jay is awesome, man. He never really shits on your ideas for real, but I get what he's saying. But you know what, bullish on Parade, I absolutely could see 109K First of all, let's go to our liquidity heat map here. And I want to show you guys the last 2 weeks of price action. Pretty much we've been in an uptrend for 2 weeks. And if we look at, this is the aggregated heat map of all the major exchanges. Look at that liquidity that is sitting down there. First of all the liquidity all around the entire chart to the upside has pretty much been taken. Major liquidity sitting down there below our 108K lows, 108.2K lows. So absolutely we could come down and grab that liquidity. We have had people in euphoria longing all of this. And now a lot of this was a short squeeze. Let me say that. It started out as a short squeeze, but we are seeing a lot of longs that have longed up in this up-only trend here, that if we do start to get that bigger move down, we could absolutely start to long squeeze and see a big flash crash here. If we go on to our CVD and open interest charts and we look at our order flow, I mean, it is still looking overall pretty bullish, but I did warn about this in yesterday's video. So as we were coming up on this price action here and we were making higher lows on the price action, we were making those lower lows on the CVD, and our open interest was increasing pretty steadily. But in yesterday's video, if you go back and watch yesterday's video, we were right in here, and it was only about this much of the downtrend of the aggregated. Now, this is an aggregated open interest, the open interest of all major exchanges. And I said to you guys in yesterday's video, and I've said this over and over in my videos, and by now, hopefully you guys are convinced that this is a real thing. When you have a nice steady rise in price action like this and you're building bullish CVD absorption locally, but then you see this prolonged drop in open interest, oftentimes it will invalidate your bullish CVD absorption. And sure enough, how do you know it's invalidated? Because you take out these lows. That invalidates the absorption from where the lows started. And sure enough, we got the prolonged drop continue, and we invalidated it by breaking those lows today. No bullish CVD absorption. It did not play out. And so I tried to give a warning of this yesterday, and I said I really don't like the way this looks. And it is playing out like we were somewhat expecting it to play out here. Now, locally, you know, it is, CVD is still dropping overall, so we are seeing a lot of shorts coming in. And if we look at our more macro time frames, let's go like just zoom out to the hourly chart. This is another reason why we could say that this impulse is part of a wave 3 corrective move and not a bigger 3-wave move. Instead of this being a 3-wave move to that 1.618 and then a big crash, I am suggesting that this is we're in part of a 4th wave corrective move, because a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before making one more new all-time high. And the reason I have to lean that way, not only because market structure is bullish here, but because if you look at from our 108.2K lows, we definitely have higher lows on the price action, very clear higher lows on the price action. Well, if we go to our CVD, we are clearly making lower lows on the CVD. So a lot of market shorters are coming in. And if we look at our open interest from that area, open interest is clearly rising from that area here. So from our 108.2K lows, we are seeing bullish CVD absorption on the charts. Now, what does that tell me? That tells me that this is more likely to be a 3rd wave of a bigger impulse. We are going to get a 3-wave corrective move, possibly down to that POC at 117.5 before seeing another 5th wave to the upside. So it doesn't have to be that way. And like I said, if we do get these prolonged drops of open interest, like this is already starting to get a little bit too long for my comfort here, but you can see we've had some drops here that they still end up playing out. The bullish CVD absorption keeps building here. But if we start to see this drop of open interest here occur a little bit longer, then I am going to say, hey, this is in danger of being invalidated. So that is kind of what I'm looking at here for Bitcoin. Okay, let me check here. Oh, what's up, Mark Dutch? Welcome in, man. Thank you so much for joining. I really would like us not to close below 117, 118K area for longs. Yeah, I agree, Time Attack. I agree. Then is good looking for shorts? Yeah, I would be looking for shorts, but because we broke market structure bearishly here on low time frames, you can absolutely look for shorts, but you're going to look for shorts on retracements. You're not going to short right now after a big move down. So if we're looking at this as an impulse to the downside, this little move here being a wave one, a wave two, remember we rejected from the golden pocket, and your wave two often rejects from the golden pocket, and this is part of a wave three to the downside. Well, I'm not going to be shorting now here and looking to take profit here. Your stop's going to go above here. That makes no sense at all. So I would be looking at retracements. If we get that three here, first of all, I would potentially, excuse me, potentially look for a scalp long from this area and look at taking profit at the 382 or the 0.5 Fibonacci before seeing that fifth wave to the downside. You could also short here at this. So like, let's just give you a more illustrated example of this. We had our golden pocket rejection earlier today. So if we do that, we pull on our golden pocket, we rejected from that golden pocket right there. So a wave two often rejects from the golden pocket, most common area to reject. So if we're looking at that 5-wave impulse to the downside, and this 3 could actually extend here, and the 5 could come a little bit lower, we do have a naked daily point of control that is at 118.7. So we could get the bounce there. And then we'll look at some of that stuff in a bit. But if we are going to short, then I'm going to be looking at this wave 4 corrective target. So we don't know if our third wave is done yet, because we also haven't hit the 1.618 yet. The 1.618 is your most common area. So if we do pull that trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the highs of 1 to the lows of 1 to the highs of 2, and let me fix that, then that 1.618 is just below us. We actually have not quite hit it yet. But if we hit this and we start, or if we wick a little bit below it and hit our box and start to move up in a 3-wave corrective move, then we're going to be looking, you're going to pull your Fibonacci from the highs of 3 to the lows of 3. And right now I'm just going to put it right on that value area high. And then you would turn on your fourth wave targets. You'd be looking between 122 and like 122.7. And so potentially you could be looking at shorting, especially if it's a 3-wave corrective move where you're seeing that 3-wave corrective move either to the 382 or a 3-wave corrective move to the 0.5. You could look at shorting this level for one last impulse down, a 5-wave impulse down to break these lows. And that's a good scalp trade. Now, as soon as you break those lows, you would at least want to take some profit on breaking the wave 3 lows. Now, at the same time, you could look for longing that wave 4 retracement. It's not the best long because it only could go up to the 382. But with us being bullish and with it being the bullish backtest of the value area high, there is a potential, a smaller potential, but a potential that this is just going to be a 3-wave corrective move and an expanded expanded correction, and then you're going to rock it up again. That's a hyper bullish scenario. Okay, let's see here. Yes, I pressed the like button to get free access to Under the Desk Cam. I tell y'all, Mark, you weren't supposed to tell people about the Under the Desk Cam. That was just for you, dude. I can tell you everything is looking divine under his hood. Oh my gosh, that's so good, Mark. That is so funny. Okay, sound is much better. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining, Mark. I appreciate you, man. That's awesome. That's such a funny. Ugh. Bear market confirmed. What's up, Samuel S? Welcome in, man. I don't know if the bear market's confirmed yet. You know, it's a bit of a dump down, but yeah, we're still above your macro value area high. We're still above our 2-month range value area high. But we definitely have a potential correction coming, a deeper correction coming. Andrew, welcome in. Abir, welcome in as well. Good morning to you, man. Coldwater 81, welcome in. Curtis J, yeah, we can look at Cow. Let me go through some of the big altcoins first, and we'll look at Cow in just a bit here. Yeah, Mark Dutch is here to steal all the cookies and to look under the hood. Hope it dips below 108K so I can grab more BTC before the next all-time high. Yeah, we'll go over Sol. We'll go over Ethereum. And real quick, I want to show you guys this total market cap chart. So if we zoom out onto the daily time frame, because this is a bigger pitchfork that we're looking at. And back in December, November and December, when we were up here and we were hitting the top of the pitchfork, I was telling everyone that I was not only taking profit on my Bitcoin, but I was taking profit on altcoins. I got so much hate for that. Everyone was saying, oh, you're selling into the biggest altcoin season of all time. But we had macro bear divs confirmed on the chart. Money flow draining out of the asset as we were coming up to the top of a macro wave 3 pitchfork. for our potential wave 5. And sure enough, we got a big move down, right? Now we are, since losing the top of the pitchfork, we've grinded down to the bottom band and really almost to the bottom of the pitchfork. But we have worked our way up past the midline, back tested the midline, came up to the upper band, and we've been really fighting with this upper band of the pitchfork for a while now, for a few months now. And you can see here what happened yesterday on the total market cap, which I said this was likely to happen. We were likely, because we broke the value area high of this range, I said we were likely to come take at least these highs. Now, when we came up to these highs and we did not SFP those highs, I said, okay, guys, now it's likely we come up to the pitchfork band. We come up and we break our range highs and we come up to the pitchfork band. So we did both. We did exactly what was expecting based off price action. But now that we're hitting that pitchfork band and we're seeing a pretty good rejection and a bearish engulfing candle as of today, as of now, a bearish engulfing candle, there absolutely could be a bigger move down to backtest that value area high. I discussed this actually in yesterday's video. So that bearish backtest of the value area high, bullish backtest, excuse me, at 3.95 trillion, we could see the market correct a little bit here. For the next week or so, we could see Bitcoin and altcoins correct. And we have bear divs here. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves. Bear divs on Market Cipher B. Excuse me, guys. I got something in my throat here. Market Cipher B and NAMI. And we also have money flow bearish divs here. Guys, give me just a second. I'm going to get some more water here. I'll be back in just 1 second here. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so covering total market cap, we're at the resistance. We could see a pullback from here, at least to backtest the value area high of the breakout of our range. And if we do, we can expect to see Bitcoin and the altcoins correct a little bit too. A lot of the altcoins were at resistance. Bitcoin is at price discovery, but we're hitting that 1.618 Fibonacci extinction. So let's go ahead and go into some of the altcoins. I'm going to cover Ethereum, Solana. I'll cover some of the major altcoins, and then we'll go into Cow. We can go into some of these other altcoins that people have requested in the chat here. So first off, on Ethereum. On Ethereum on the daily time frame, I'm still bullish. I'm still looking for higher targets based off of our impulse. Our wave 1 here, our wave 2, our wave 3, our wave 4, and our wave 5. Up to 5,600 potentially. If we pull those targets, 5,600 is that 1.618 Fibonacci wave 5 target. But the thing is, yes, we did see a corrective move. Let me get rid of this here. We did see a 3-wave corrective move here down to that 382, which is exactly what you want to see. And it was about the same time frame or longer than your wave 2 correction. So yes, it could be over, and this could all be part of a wave 1. We could be retracing to the golden pocket in a wave 2 before seeing our wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 to finish your big impulse and potentially the end of the bull cycle with Ethereum with this impulse here. So overall, I am bullish on Ethereum, but Ethereum is rejecting again. And I talked about this last week in the live streams. I said to watch out for this. The top of the pitchfork and the value area high of our range. This range is about a 2.5 month long range on Ethereum. Where did we reject? Top of the pitchfork, value area high. Your 786 was right around there as well. Or your 886, excuse me. Your 886 was right around there as well. If you pull that 886 from the highs to the lows of that move, 886 was there. But also if we pull from the all-time high to the lows and you put on your 786 was there. So a lot of resistance at that area. We also had a naked weekly point of control, I believe, that was up there, or it was a naked daily. Let's see here. Let me check. Not a naked weekly. It must have been a naked daily point of control that was up there, and a daily level. A daily level was up there as well. Yeah, naked daily point of control was up there. You can see we hit that naked daily point of control. And then also you had a daily level up there as well. Let me get rid of that 786. And you can see I deleted the daily level from the chart, but we had a daily level sitting right there at 47.17. So yeah, value area high, top of the pitchfork, daily level, naked daily point of control, all at your range highs, all at your value area high of your range. And so to see a rejection here, now if we are going to lose our golden pocket to the downside, so if we pull a Fibonacci from the lows to the highs and we put on our golden pocket, if we are going to lose this golden pocket, first of all, you would be losing the value area low of your range. Right away, that would be a bad sign. But say we come down in a 3-wave corrective move to that golden pocket and bounce, then that's awesome. That means we could see a wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. We could see that impulse continue. But if we lose this golden pocket, and specifically the 786 area, you can see actually we also have a daily level that is sitting right at that golden pocket. That daily level right there, that daily order block right here, sitting at the golden pocket. Very nice level of support for me where I would be looking for long positions. But if we lose that, we could be looking at a more complex correction where we actually are going to drop to that 0.5 target that we've been really wanting to see. Our wave 4 correction could not be over. This could have been the end of the wave 4, or we could be looking at a bigger flat correction in here where we're going to come all the way down here before seeing that 5th wave up. So for me, I mean, this looked pretty good. We came down, we hit that 382 perfectly. Also, if you pull that trend-based Fibonacci extinction from the highs, the all-time high, to your first lows, to your lower high, and we turn on that those target zones, and we put it based off not based off log scale, you can see where do we end? Right at that 1.236. I mean, perfect level of support. Candle body closed at the 382. We wicked to hit the 1.236. So that absolutely means that this could have been your nice 3-wave corrective move down, and now we're about to blast up. But that golden pocket that I just laid out just now is going to be key. We do not want to lose that golden pocket where this daily level's at, about $4,100, 4170, 4140, that area in there. More locally, let's zoom in here onto the 2-hour chart. Ethereum has also broken local market structure bearishly, just barely, not near as much as Bitcoin has, but we have taken out this low. So it is a market structure break. By breaking those lows, it's been a market structure break. Also, what I would say about this move to the downside, if we turn on our volume, it is a pretty nice spike in volume on the push down, letting us know that this might be the start of an impulse rather than a corrective move. It might be the start of an impulse. But remember, if we are looking for that 3-wave corrective move, a larger 3-wave corrective move to the golden pocket in a wave 2. So if we pull the Fibonacci and we're looking to come down here for a wave 2 correction, if all of this was your wave 1, all of this was an impulse in a larger wave 1, and we're going to see a 3-wave corrective move down here in a wave 2, then you are going to impulse down to start. You're going to see a 3-wave corrective move, and you're going to impulse down to finish. So it's a 5-3-5, an ABC, a 5 in your A, 3-wave corrective move in your B, and another 5 in your C. So we will see impulsive price action to the downside, even if overall it is a macro bullish scenario. Now, looking at some of our levels of support for Ethereum, well, first of all, that golden pocket right there is a level of support that I would be looking at. We also need to pay attention to our volume profile, this volume profile right here. We rejected the value area high. When you reject the value area high, you have a high possibility, a high potential to move down to test the POC. Now, you can see the POC is very close to the value area low in this case. So I would be saying that level of support right there, just based off volume profile trading, is going to be a level of support marked out on the charts. But let's go ahead and throw on some of our levels. Let's throw on a weekly. Now, look at this. You also have a weekly level down here at this golden pocket. So not only do you have a daily level there, but you have a weekly level there. You have that daily order block there, looking very strong at this golden pocket. So what I would do is right away mark that out. That is going to be a support level there. Let me throw that weekly back on so we can get this box. Yeah, right there. And then if we look at our monthly levels, no monthly levels in here. Let's look at our naked monthly points of control. Okay, look at this. Fresh naked monthly point of control at $4,300. Now, a naked monthly point of control is a high time frame level of support. So we have very high time frame volume support at your POC. That's the start of this box. We already laid out that box just based off the volume profile, but now we have more confluence. We also have more confluence in this box because of the weekly and the daily levels. Let's turn off the naked monthlies. Let's turn on our naked weeklies. So we are breaking a naked weekly right now. I believe, let me double check this. This has been hit today, but before today, it hadn't been hit. So let's mark that weekly out. Let's double check that. Naked weekly point of control. Yeah, so that was from last week. So we're kind of finding a little bit of support at this naked weekly, or attempting to find support at this naked weekly. We could see a bounce from here, even if we're going to see a mini 5-wave move, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll get that 3-wave corrective move, and then see another 5-wave move down to the golden pocket. Before seeing that, then we could see a little bit of a bounce here at this naked weekly, but I would still overall be expecting more downside. You did have the bear divs on the chart. Very slight bear divs, but you did have bear divs, and your money flows finally topping out. NAMI also bear divs, but money flow bear divs is the big thing on NAMI. So that's that. If we look at our naked daily points of controls, you can see we do have a couple naked daily points of controls coming up before our range POC and our naked monthly point of control. And those are just small levels that I'm looking at where we could bounce in see a small bounce in this impulse to the downside. So I'm not looking too much at these naked dailies. Yes, naked daily levels are always good levels to be watching, at least for some sort of reaction. But our big levels of confluence on the chart look like they are those naked monthlies. Hold on, let me just do this real quick. Our big levels of confluence on the chart are looking like it's this naked monthly point of control at around 4,300. Yeah, we have our naked dailies here. And then we have our golden pocket. So for me, what is that? 4,300 to about 4,260. Very nice level of support. And then, of course, the golden pocket area, 4181 down to that weekly around 4140. And if we lose the golden pocket, there is, in a wave 2, you absolutely can come down to the 786 and still have it be valid. Now, at that 786, you also have another daily level. You can see at that 786, there's another daily level. And then there was also a naked daily point of control right down there. So that would be the next level of support that I would be looking at on the chart, is your 786 to naked daily point of control. Let's just mark, let's see, 786 slash. This huge weekly, not POC. So yeah, those are kind of your levels to be looking at for Ethereum for downside retracements. With bounces along the way. But if this impulse is done, and remember, this impulse could be just the start of a wave 1 of a much bigger push to the upside to finish your overall 5th wave. Okay, that is it for Ethereum. Let me check the chat here real quick. We definitely will get into all these coins. Crazy how sentiment completely flips in no time from 150K to 300K predictions. I've heard it all day yesterday. Yeah, Garage 30, I for sure was not calling for that. The max I was calling for in this push up was probably 135K, 135 to 136. But based, when you get new information on the chart, your sentiment should change based off new information. And a bearish break in market structure hitting into resistance is a sign to change sentiment a little bit. But yeah, you're right. It's just crazy how much the crypto market shifts. One day, people are calling for 200K, 300K within a month, and then now they're calling for 90K the next day. It's just emotions in trading, man, and that's why a lot of people do not do well in trading, because their emotions take over. For ETH, Machi HK, welcome in, man. Welcome in. By the way, for ETH, I'm thinking of another bearish scenario. The high of yesterday is the end of a B wave. Yes, it absolutely could be. Or we could be looking at a larger WXY correction, right? Like all of this was a 3-wave corrective move in a W. Now, I don't know if we could count this as an X though, because that does look impulsive there. But we could be looking at, or if you're looking at this as an A wave here, the only problem with that is you want to see a 5-wave move down in an A, not a 3-wave move down. I'm not, unless you're looking here, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now your B wave, yes, that absolutely could be a B wave. I see what you're seeing, Machi HK, because your B wave, your minimum target for a flat and a B wave is coming up to the 0.9. So if we look at that, there you go. And let's just come in here. Let's just type in 0.9 Fibonacci, and I'll get rid of that 786. And we have hit the 0.9, and that's where we're rejecting from. So absolutely, this could be a B flat with this being an A wave down here in a 5-wave impulse. This is a B wave, and then you have a C wave. The thing with this is in a B wave, you don't really want to see impulsive price action here. And that does look impulsive to me. I mean, you'd have to be looking at like a double zigzag or something there. But I think that's what you mean as far as this being a B wave here. But yeah, I mean, let's just see how this retracement plays out. Because if we start to lose that golden pocket 786 then absolutely. I know that's a big drop to say if we lose this down here, then yeah, of course we're going to come take this. But we are now in the C wave down. I see what you're saying, Machi HK, hitting 3.1K. Let's do that trend-based Fibonacci extinction here. Yeah, 3.1. Actually, that 3.5K does look good, and we'll turn fibs on because that's a big 3.1K, huh? I mean, coming down to 3,200, we have a key anchored VWAP down there. But yeah, let's see how this plays out, Machi HK. I know you definitely know what you're doing when it comes to Elliott wave analysis. So we will, Grincho, welcome in. We'll look at AVAX. We're going to look at Solana. We're going to look at AVAX. We'll cover those. ETH has been moving wildly lately. Longed from 4,100. Nice. Okay. 4,100. TP'd at 47. Very cool. ZC, very good, man. And Garage 30, I know you weren't talking about me. I wasn't talking about you or anything. I was just talking in general as well. Shall we trade ETH in 15 minutes? Yeah, I mean, if we get a setup, guys, here's the thing. I don't try to force trades just because I'm live. But if we come down to support, especially on Bitcoin while we're live, you bet I'll be looking for a long from that area. Actually, let me go ahead and turn on these naked daily points of controls and make sure I have my alert set here. Long opportunity. Okay. And then, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. You know, we'll keep an eye on that and see if we can't. Oops. Can't see if we can get a live trade during the stream. But I don't force trades from certain areas just because I'm live. Market reversing now, all-time highs coming. Well, Kajus, it is possible that this was a 3-wave move down that is over, and now we are going to start to impulse back, push back up here. But we've broken market structure bearishly. And here's the thing now. Until we reclaim our prior lows, I'm not looking too bullishly here. This could be the end of the 3rd wave, and we could see a correction. So if this was the 3rd wave down, then we're going to look between the 122.4 to 123, let's say, and look at where that VWAP is coming in, right where that 0.5 is. So if we come up to the VWAP and we reject that, I'll actually be looking for a scalp short. That's why I have a hard time believing this space isn't all women. Andrew, that's so funny. Isn't all women with all the mood swings? Yeah. Yes, and Curtis J, we will look at Cow. Absolutely. I will not forget about that. Don't let me forget about it. Remind me again if I don't cover it. There's not even 2-minute bullet market structure shift to trade. Yeah. I mean, I haven't checked on lower time frames yet, but yeah, we haven't even broke market structure bullishly quite yet here. The thing is, in this push down, like for me, in a wave 3, 1, 2, 3, to me, it doesn't look like it's done. If it is an impulse down, it looks like we have lower to go. I don't try to count 5-minute Elliott wave counts. It just gets so messy when you try to count under the 15-minute time frame. Really, under the hourly time frame, it gets super messy. Okay, let's go ahead and go through Solana really quickly. So Solana, let's zoom out to the 4-hour chart. Now, guys, actually, let's zoom out to the daily first. On Solana here, once again, at the top of a macro pitchfork, right? We were at the top of a macro pitchfork. We rejected that macro pitchfork top, and then we're coming down. We bounced from the midline. Yes, we did wick a little bit past it, but in this range that we've been seeing, let me come in here and delete some of this. Come on. We are rejecting the upper band after making a lower low by breaking market structure bearishly, guys. This is, remember, market structure is king. You can either put it at this low or even at this low, but we broke market structure bearishly. Because we broke market structure bearishly on the daily time frame, you have to look for a potential lower high on the charts before coming down and seeing another lower low, creating a bigger 3-wave corrective move. Over this whole bullish price action, this could be a corrective move before coming up more. So we formed a range for the past couple of weeks, a couple of days, excuse me, inside of this pitchfork band. And look at what happened here in this pitchfork band. We were not rejecting the pitchfork band until we actually came up to hit our box. Now, why? And I kept saying, guys, we are not going to reject this. We're not going to lose this range until we actually hit this resistance. Just like up here, we did not reject this top of the pitchfork band until we hit our purple box. Remember, we had a purple box up there at resistance right here. We had a weekly level in our macro 786. Well, we were forming a range up here until we actually hit our purple box. Once we hit the purple box of resistance, we saw the big drop to the downside. Well, we were forming a range here as well, but we kept front running our box of resistance. And if you guys go watch my videos from last week, we had this marked out. We've had this marked out since before the 28th of September. And it was a naked weekly point of control that was right there. Naked weekly point of control. You can see I had an alert set there. I actually took profit on my long position at that exact level. And now we're breaking the range to the downside. This mini range that we were in here, we're breaking it to the downside. We're losing the value area low, and we're losing the bottom of the pitchfork band, the bottom of our upper band of the pitchfork. So, and also we have broken market structure bearishly by taking out our range lows, and we're still below our range lows. We have not reclaimed those range lows. So to me, this is a sign of a bigger corrective move down. If we look at this move up on Solana, very clearly here, a 1, 2, 1, 2. This was your big third wave here. You could be looking at this as a 4, 5, and then a 4, 5 here. Or you could say this was the end of the third wave. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 here. 4, 5, 4, 5. Either way, your impulse is finished, and now you're about to see a bigger corrective move down to your golden pocket area, your golden pocket 786 area. So if we look at that this double 1, 2 impulse is done rejecting from the upper band of the pitchfork, we pull a Fibonacci from the lows of the move to the highs of the move of this entire impulse, and we look at that golden pocket coming in around 208 could be a good area of support to be looking for. Let's turn on our levels. Do we have any monthly levels there? Nope. I need to take that off the chart. Weekly levels. We have a weekly level that's close to our golden pocket. And daily levels. No daily levels. Let me double check on our dailies. Yeah, we do have a daily level that is at that golden pocket. Well, we have 2 dailies, and I do not know why those are not marked out. So we have a daily level, 208. daily. And then we have a daily level as well at 203.56. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off some of these levels. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. So at our golden pocket level, we have a daily level of support, and it's going to be close to our pitchfork midline. By the time we grind our way down there, it could be very close to your pitchfork midline. So that is a level of support that I'd absolutely be looking at as a potential support level to long on Solana. That's a daily golden pocket. Let's check out our naked monthly points of controls. And we have a naked monthly point of control just below that as well. Fresh naked monthly point of control. Yeah, fresh naked monthly point of control there. And then if we look at our naked weekly points of controls, okay, naked weekly, we have near our 786. Right there, that would be another level of support that I'd be looking at is a naked weekly 786. And I believe there's a daily there as well. It's a little bit above that. And we also have a naked daily point of control in here as well. So naked weekly, naked monthly, or naked daily. Yeah, so that is about it for Solana for your support levels. Now, if we are, let's zoom in here onto the 4-hour chart. And if we are still in a bigger corrective move, bigger impulse from the lows here at $127, or even actually from your lows at $96, this could all be a wave 1, a wave 2. This could be a wave 3 in a contracting diagonal here. Your wave 3 could have ended at that 252. If we're seeing a pullback in a wave 4 before seeing one last push up in a wave 5 to end the bull market, then we're going to pull that Fibonacci from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3. And we're going to look between the 0.382 and the 0.5. And actually, we've already pretty much hit that target. The thing is with this, I would say this corrective move down here in your wave 2 is much longer than your wave 4 corrective move right here. So what we could be seeing is we could be seeing a little bit of a 3-wave corrective move here where you just come take out those lows into your lower band of the pitchfork, and then you push up in a 5-wave impulse. So I would be watching for that as well. Taking out your 190 lows into your, and remember, we had our log golden pocket that was not hit yet. If we pull the golden pocket here, yes, the golden pocket was hit here, but because that is more, let's see, what was that? A 62% move to the upside. We were looking at this golden pocket also as a log golden pocket. And if you turn it on log scale, it was just front ran. And so if we do come down there and hit that log golden pocket into that pitchfork band, we could see something like that. Not the highest probability scenario to me. Remember, on the daily time frame, we did break market structure bearishly. Let me get rid of all this now. So we did break market structure bearishly. We are rejecting from your upper band. So there is a high likelihood that we are at least going to continue down to the midline of the pitchfork. which is where your golden pocket is. Your daily level, your golden pocket. Yeah, guys, please hit the like button if you've gotten any sort of insight into the market, any support levels or resistance levels you've learned. Please hit the like button. Also, just very quickly here, I want to go over my partners of the channel. The main partner of the channel is BYDFI. They are a VPN and KYC free exchange. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. If you do sign up using my affiliate link in the description below, you'll get a minimum of 20% discounts on trading fees. You can earn up to 40% off discounts on trading fees depending on how much you deposit. There's tier systems involved here. But very, very competitive rates here on your trade fees. Now, if you deposit with my affiliate link, you will get a 50% deposit bonus. If you deposit just $100, you can get a 50% deposit bonus, highest deposit bonus around. And you will also get access to my Telegram community because I have partnered with BYDFI to create a Telegram community where I do post my market analysis and my trading setups as best I can ahead of time. So if you're interested in joining that Telegram group, the link is in the description. Click on the Telegram link after depositing $100 using my affiliate link, and then type in /verify in your user ID, which will be right up here. It's probably going to be a string of letters and numbers for you. And then you'll get access to the Telegram community. It's your money to trade with. You will get the discounts on trading fees, and you will get the deposit bonus. They're also offering up to $8,100 in futures trading bonuses, depending on how much volume you move in those futures markets. The second partner of the channel is NAMI Trading. And guys, NAMI is a momentum and money flow indicator. You see on all my trades that I take, I'm looking at NAMI specifically for money flow bearish divs. If Market Cipher B has momentum divs and NAMI has money flow bear divs, because the money flow is quicker, very, very good signal for me. So I love NAMI. NAMI, right now, actually yesterday, the creator of NAMI, that company just emailed me. They, in celebration of Bitcoin making a new all-time high, they're offering a 60% off for my affiliates. If you use my affiliate link in the description, 60% off for this week only for 1 week long, 60% off lifetime subscription to NAMI. So the new discount code is Divine ATH, Divine All-Time High. And the discount code and the link are in the description. If you're interested in purchasing NAMI, that's the second highest discount fee I've ever seen on this. The highest has been 65%, but it was only 2 days long. Lastly, we have MEXC and Bybit, both very reputable exchanges. They will give you discounts on trading fees, and you can earn bonuses in the futures trading markets, depending on how much volume you move. So links in the description for MEXC and Bybit as well. So let's get back to the TA here, guys. We are pretty much done with Solana. Looking at Solana, seeing a little bit of a bigger correction here. Because we have broken market structure bearishly and we are breaking this range to the downside, I would say it is a higher probability, breaking this range and breaking the pitchfork band to the downside. It's a higher probability that we do continue pushing down. Also, if we look very locally here on the hourly chart, this could be a double 1-2 impulse to the downside. 1-2, 1-2, and then we're going to see this is a third wave. Then we're going to see a 4-5, 4-5. That could be the big start of your first push, then a 3-wave corrective move, and then another impulse down to that golden pocket. So be aware that, I do think that this does look like impulsive price action to the downside so far. Based off the overlap we're seeing here between the lows and the highs, you can't count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 extended 5. So to me, it looks like a small double 1-2 impulse. 1, 2, 1, 2. This is part of your third wave. Then we're going to get some 4-5s in here, pushing to the downside. We have broken market structure bearishly, so watch the bearish back test of the value area low. Actually, that could be a short position up in here. Value area low pitchfork band could be a short position to be looking at. That is around 229.5, about 228, 229 to 229.5. Could be a little bit of a short position to be looking at. But also your prior lows. Anytime you break a range, those range lows here, now that we have broken those range lows and we did an SFP, if we do come up and reject from those lows, I expect to continue pushing down. We did have bear divs on the chart. Higher highs in the price action, just barely. Lower highs in the momentum waves, bear divs here. Money flow, bear divs. That's on the 1 hour. We also had some higher time frame bear divs. 2 hour. Look at these bear divs here. Money flow draining out of the asset, like just crossing into the red. That should tell you everything you need to know. Finally hitting into your resistance, that naked weekly point of control with bear divs, money flow draining out. Bear divs on NAMI. Bear divs on money flow and momentum. So yeah, this pullback was kind of expected. Thank you so much, Mark Dutch, for posting that referral link in the chat. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's go into AVAX real quick. Now, guys, AVAX, overall, on the more macro timeframes, I do have to say I'm bullish on AVAX. But AVAX does look like remember, I talked about this in last week's video. I talked about how I was expecting a three-wave corrective move to actually come down to $26. And we didn't quite make it down to $26. We bounced from the value area low. So I said in last week's live stream, go watch Friday's live stream. I said, watch for us. Now, I thought we were going to come a little bit higher to reject from the golden pocket, but I said, watch for us to reject from this $33 area and then come down to 26 because we do need a three-wave corrective move in here. And then bouncing from 26, I would be looking for swing longs from $26 based off of the breakout of the expansion range. So you can see this accumulation range. This bottoming range is accumulation in here. We have our accumulation range. We broke it to the upside and we broke to our macro resistance. We saw our perfect rejection from macro resistance. Well, after seeing a rejection on an impulse, you're looking for a three-wave corrective move down to macro support. What used to be considered resistance now flipped to support before continuing up to your next level. So of like $42 to $45. So at $26.5 to $26, specifically $26, where the back test of your value area high in confluence with your macro golden pocket is, that for me is a potentially swing long position. And but right now we are seeing a potential larger daily three-wave corrective move down. Oop, what did I just do? To come down to that $26 area. If we zoom in here onto the 2 hour time frame, we're in this nice little upper range here. You can see this range, and let me pull this all the way. And we're at the value area low of the range. Now, because we did not make it up to this area, this golden pocket, I actually do think there's a potential that we could still bounce from where we're at right now, the value area low, and come up here. And why do I say that? Because we're looking for, first of all, this was a three-wave corrective move with a really extended C wave. Now, all of this, I'm not even going to try to count this, but you could get a three-wave corrective move here coming up to the golden pocket, seeing your W, X, and then you could see another three-wave corrective move down here to see a Y. It doesn't mean that it has to come up to this golden pocket first, but if we do bounce from the value area low, then yes, we might see a move up to that golden pocket still. But overall, even if we lose the value area low, I think we're coming straight for 26. You know, that makes sense that it could happen very rapidly like that. You're at local support right now, being the value area low of the range. But let's pull our Fibonacci from the lows to the highs of this move. And let's turn on, you're at your 786 and you're at your value area low. So that is, and then also this internal liquidity, which we have not taken yet. Coming a little bit lower to grab this little guy at 27.92. You're in a box of support right now. Box of support that we're in right now. But it's not, I really do think that even if we bounce from here, play it as a scalp because it does look like $26. Like we might roll down to $26. And then let's see here. Let's look at now. AVAX is not one that I regularly update my object tree. So we'll have to go through here manually a little bit and look at some of these levels. Okay, no weeklies to look at. Let me check the monthly real quick. No monthlies to look at. Let's go to the daily. So we just broke straight through this daily. No reaction at all at this daily that was right down here at 28.75. You can see today we broke straight through it. And look at this daily candle that we're seeing on AVAX, guys. Very big bearish engulfing candle here. This does look like impulsive price action to the downside. Very big bearish engulfing candle. And then other than that, there's nothing really else. If we break this value area low, There's nothing else until we get to 26, because look at this. This was one giant fair value gap, or one imbalance in here. So if you start to fill in that imbalance, of course, we did fill in some of it with this wick here, but below that wick, the SFP of 27, you could SFP 27 into 26.5, but really there's nothing else keeping us. If we lose the support level that we're at right now, there's nothing keeping us from coming down to 26.5 to 26. Let's zoom in onto the 2 hour. We can look at some of these naked points of controls. We'll start with the monthlies. Okay, no naked monthlies around us. Let's go to the weeklies. We do have a naked weekly underneath the value area high of the range, so I'm not going to mark that out right now. Trying to go quickly over some of this stuff. And yeah, we're a naked daily. We do have a fresh naked daily right below that liquidity. So there is, and let's check that 886. Yeah, 886. If we're going to kind of continue to range in here, like do something like this and then bounce from the 886 and naked daily, we could see that move up to the golden pocket still. So just be aware that you do have a naked daily below liquidity, and then a naked daily point of control 886 below liquidity that could absolutely give you a little bit of a bounce. 2790, 2766 really. But for me, you're definitely not shorting right now. You're at value area low. You're at your support level. You're at the 786 in the value area low. So you're definitely not shorting right now. What you might see is a bit of a break, a relief bounce in here. And even this looks like it could be a 1-2, 1-2. This is your third wave here. So you might see a bounce in a 4, then get a 5, and then a 4, and then a 5, something like that. Coming down to the $26 area. But yeah, actually, I think that does probably your highest probability is that we're in a double 1-2 impulse to the downside, just like Solana. Solana's is not finished either. Solana's is much smaller here, but it does look like AVAX has some bearish price action. We're breaking the lows. We're breaking market structure bearishly. By breaking these lows, you're breaking market structure bearishly. You could even pull a range kind of this upper price action here. Yeah, and you're below your bigger range POC, and you're below the value area low of your smaller range. So until you regain $30, really, until you regain $30, you got to remain bearish on AVAX, at least down to 26. And this is your upper range on AVAX, and you can see we have broken the POC and dropped straight to the value area low. Now, I actually would be surprised if we don't get a little bit of a bounce from here, but I would be expecting lower highs before making new lows. Lower highs, lower lows coming down. Okay, let me check the chat here. Yeah, Nami is great, Machi HK. I really like it as well. We did voice perfectly from older resistance 786 on BTC at 120.8. Yeah, 786 of this little move. Yep. I mean, it is that is a low there. I wouldn't say it's a significant low. I mean, for liquidity, to take out that liquidity, but I think we're bouncing a little bit in a wave 4 before seeing a wave 5 to come down. But yeah, good catch, Tonka, on that 786. Absolutely a spot to look for a little bit of a bounce. Yes, Curtis J, we're going to go into cow. I shorted AVAX on Saturday. It was like an emotional roller coaster for a moment. Yeah, man, on Saturday. Okay, let me check AVAX real quick. Saturday was here. Okay. Wow, yeah. But that looks like a gray short, man. That looks like a gray short. And here's the thing, Machi HK, it was good to look for a short there. Why? Because you broke market structure bearishly by taking out these lows. So because you took out these lows here, You broke market structure bearishly. Now you're looking for a retrace of a potential lower high before creating another lower low, before creating another lower high, before creating another lower low. So that was your first sign of a market shift of this move up here, this ascending channel breaking to the downside. So very nice trading, Machi HK. Very nice trading. I said last two cycles, 1061 and 1068 days. Now we are at 1050, 1050 days. Yeah, Mickey, thank you so much for mentioning that. Guys, the 4-year cycle usually lasts about 1,000 days or a little over 1,000 days. And you can see we're at that mark. We're as Mickey just laid out in the chat here. So be aware if the 4-year cycle is going to continue, we could be close to the end. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly, it could last 1,200 days or 1,150 days. But we are definitely closer to the end than the beginning. Okay. What's up, Darren Does Things? Welcome in, man. Yeah, the super move up was, the whole move up for AVAX was super corrective. Yes, low volume bounce, and we were in this ascending channel type structure here. You know, this like kind of ascending channel, or I would even pull that to like this low here. And yeah, it just looked like a corrective move, breaking the channel down. The thing was, this was such an aggressive impulse push down here. You probably just came up to fill some of that imbalance, and now you're falling back down. I mean, from 27 to 31.5. Wait, you longed it. From 27, wait. Okay, well that was if you longed it and you made money on that, that's great, man. Sui, we'll look at Sui. I'm going to go into Cow right now, then we'll go into Sui afterwards. Wow, 1,000 BTC at 118K. Okay. We'll look at Pump. Yeah, the first BTC cycle Genesis. Okay, Cow for Curtis J. Thank you, Mark Dutch. We're going to go into Cow right now. It has been a while, Curtis, since we've checked out Cow, but we will look at Cow. Let's go on to the daily time frame. So it looks like we're breaking this pitchfork down, and that's a bad sign, Curtis. Remember we talked about this pitchfork, and we have our bottoming range here. This could be accumulation range in here, but here's the thing. You can see we broke the pitchfork down, bounced from the value area low, but we could not get back inside the pitchfork. We tried. We rejected that weekly and the bottom of the pitchfork, and then we dropped and made new lows. We're still around the value area low. So this general area could hold, but did we take out our liquidity? Because now we've gotten so close to this liquidity at 23.97. I would really be looking for us to come down to take out that liquidity. So be aware that that liquidity is there. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the weekly, and let's mark out some levels here. No monthlies. Let's go to weeklies. Okay, that weekly was taken out, like I said. No weeklies. Let's get rid of that. And let's look at our daily levels. So you do have a nice little daily level down at the value area low at 25.98. Pretty much 26 cents is where your value area low and your daily level is. But be careful, because look at, we have bearish market structure here. You have your high, your low, your lower high, your lower low, lower high, lower low. Now this could be the first break if you say coming from this area, but you didn't break this high. So you could even say that's a lower low, lower high, excuse me. And then this is a lower low. And then we could be creating a lower high before coming down and taking out that liquidity. So for me, it is most likely to come down to 23.97 to take out that liquidity. That's the highest probability. If we come in onto, like, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, this also looks very corrective. This push here looks very corrective. But let's pull a Fibonacci from the highs to the lows, and let's turn on your golden pocket. But we're going to put that, Let's see. Is that more than a... Yeah, that's pretty much a 33% move down. So we're going to put this on log scale. You haven't come to the golden pocket yet, but I bet you that is where your 0.5 was. Yeah, you're rejecting kind of from the 0.5 area. I would be looking at this as a corrective move before coming down. And if we look at an ascending channel in here, you're starting to break your ascending channel down. You're also breaking below the POC of the range. So I'd be looking to come back down to the value area low. You could even look at pulling a range of this sideways price action here. Yeah, value area low. You're below the POC on both ranges. Value area low. You have a, what was that? A daily level down there. What was that level? Naked weekly POCs. Okay, so let's mark some of this out here, Curtis, for you. You could expect a small bounce at this naked weekly POC because this looks like it's going to be where your local golden pocket is. We'll check that in just a second. And yeah, naked dailies down here. So if we're looking at, we saw the overall rejection from the back test of the pitchfork. Yes, we have this stuff up here, but that was because this is low liquidity, but the daily candle closed below that, and then we made a new low. So you rejected the bearish back test of the pitchfork. You have already made a new low, so that is good, but I expect this to probably come down to make another new low. But say we're going to find kind of a bottom at this macro value area low, then we're going to pull that golden pocket, and you can see that golden pocket is coming in right where that naked weekly point of control is pretty much. So a local support level where you could see somewhat of a bounce is this general area here between 27.17 and 26.80. Locally, a bounce before coming down and seeing that 5-wave impulse down to take out your liquidity. But overall, on the more macro time frame, I'd say it's a higher likelihood to come take out your liquidity at 23.97. You could look for a little bit of a scalp long in this area, but if you are looking for a scalp long in that area, I would be looking at that golden pocket that's up here. So you're going to pull a golden pocket from your highs down to wherever you bounce at, and look, actually that's where the POC would be. So if we bounce from this golden pocket, I would potentially look for a scalp long from this golden pocket. Of course, your stop is going to go below the golden pocket, and I'd be looking to TP at that golden pocket. That's still a great trade, a great scalp trade on cow. But I absolutely would do a full TP there as well, because this could all be part of a wave 1 here, wave 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, you might even want to pull that golden pocket based off log scale. Yeah. So same thing though. Thank you, Mark Dutch. Appreciate you stopping in as always, and appreciate the humor you bring, man. Much love to you. So that's it for cow. Curtis J, I would say watch out for those levels. This guy, local bounce opportunity. But overall, I think you're coming down to 20. Take out those 23.97. Okay, let's see here. Let's go into, what was it, Sui? I'm actually short on Sui, guys, from this area of resistance up here. And my first take profit we hit was actually that right there. So the value area low of the range in confluence with the back test of the channel. We broke out of the channel, but look at this. Once again, guys, you have your double 1-2s in here. 1, 2, 1, 2. You have your big 3 here. 4, 5, 4, 5. So you ended your impulse here. Your double 1-2 impulse is ended. your 1-2s, your 4-5s up here, and you're breaking that down now. So I would expect a 5-wave move down to the golden pocket, or a 3-wave move down to the golden pocket. This golden pocket, which is in key confluence with your anchored VWAP. But we're going to expect a 5-3-5, right? An ABC correction. So a 5-wave move down in an A, a push up in a B, and then another 5-wave move down in a C wave to come down to your golden pocket between 329. Really, right here, you could look for some sort of bounce from this area. Now, on more macro price action, though, I talked about this last Friday on the stream. I'm looking to come down still to 295 to 289. And why? If we zoom out here on SUI, remember, we broke market structure. Let me just hide this channel for a second. We're first of all, in this corrective, more macro price action, we had our impulse up here in a 5-wave impulse. We came down to the golden pocket. We had another impulse up, taking out our highs into the value area high of the range. And since then, we have been grinding in this corrective downwards channel, but we have not hit our golden pocket yet. So if we're going to hit that golden pocket, this could be a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 1, a wave 2, before seeing a big explosive 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 up here. So I'm looking to come down to this golden pocket overall, 295 to 289. Now, in that golden pocket, though, or in this move that we've seen since the middle of July, we've been in this sideways and down channel. Actually, we can re-pull this channel as well. Yeah, in this channel, you can see where's that midline coming in at is at your local golden pocket and your anchored VWAP. So we're at a support level right now. I do think we could see a bounce from this support level. But first of all, look at this. We rejected from the value area high of the range in your golden pocket. The top of the channel, golden pocket value area high. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And what was this? Another rejection from a golden pocket. So we keep rejecting from our lower high golden pockets. We had resistance here. We shorted it based off the golden pocket and the value area high. We had resistance here. I didn't short it, but I didn't short that. I didn't trade that one at all, but we had it marked out ahead of time, being the weekly level, a naked weekly point of control, a naked daily point of control, and a daily level all in there. You can see that, a daily, a naked daily, weekly, and that was our resistance. We rejected it, and we're creating a bearish engulfing candle today. So we're already down at our first support level. I shorted that. I didn't take profit there. I shorted that. And I took profit 1 of 50% just now, bouncing from your macro POC. You can see that's your macro POC of this more macro range that goes all the way back to November of 2024. So almost a year long now, this macro range POC. You're at the macro range POC and you're at the value area low of your smaller 2-month long range. But if we are going to, so you could see a little bit of a bounce from where we're at, a little bit of a bounce. But I would expect, because we keep rejecting from these lower high golden pockets, maybe we are going to see that move finally to come down to that box of support that we've been looking at forever. So my final TP is at this area here. We have a naked weekly PLC at 289. But we also have a naked daily PLC at 295. If we look at that, let's see here. Where's that? Naked daily PLC at 295. So I would be looking at that general area as your overall position where you could see, and this could be a swing long opportunity, guys, right down here. If we're going to see a big explosion in a third wave of a daily double 1-2 impulse. As far as low time frames go, we are bouncing from our local support level as expected. We laid this out earlier this week in the videos, in the YouTube videos, but we have broken market structure bearishly by taking out these lows. Really, by taking out this low here, we have broken market structure bearishly right here. So watch for us to now come up after seeing this, a 1, 2, this could all be your 3 here, in a fourth wave to that VWAP area and that prior low before seeing a 5. And this could all be part of an A wave before seeing a B and then a C here, bouncing from this, getting a nice retrace from here, and before ultimately over the next couple of weeks, working your way down to this area. Is it guaranteed to come down to 295? No, it is not. But we do keep rejecting these lower high golden pockets. And we keep rejecting lower high golden pockets. We've broken market structure bearishly at local support right now. Let's pull a Fibonacci from the highs of wave 3 to the lows of wave 3, and let's put on our targets. So look at where your 382 is at. That's perfect right there. You have your prior lows, your ranged lows, or your break in market structure lows at the 382 and at your VWAP. So I would be watching for a rejection from 353 potentially to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make one more new low at least on this local move down. Okay, let me check the chat here. From 31.4 to 31.3 high to 29, all the way back up to 30. Wow, Machi HK, very cool, man. And down to 28. So you're trading AVAX like a beast, it looks like. Yep. And so let's see. Cow then beef. Yes, right. Cow then beef. And 31.3 was a nice short. Oh, the 786 from the entire range that used to be resistance and bounced off of it when coming back down. Okay, I see what you mean, Tonka. That larger 786 that we broke above, you're now looking at it as support. I see what you mean. Well, that's, I see what you mean, but that is really kind of not the proper way to look at that. But I get what you're saying. So once you break that 786, yes, it could hold as support, but that's probably not the reason why we're bouncing. Just to let you know. But so yeah, once, because this is a bearish retracement fib. So if you break above that, yes, it can hold just like golden pockets do that as well. It can act as a local support level, but I would be really cautious, guys, that we do look like we're going to come down a little bit more. The move up was slow and corrective. You can see there are bearish divs forming everywhere. Yeah, for AVAX, I understand that completely, Machi HK. Will SUI hold support around 3.2? Okay, let's go back to SUI. 3.2 is what? 3.2. Yeah, 3.2 is a 786, I believe. Let's. Yeah, 3.2 is the 786 of the move. Now, I would be actually looking at that 329 to 327 area more, though, because that's your golden pocket. You can also see we have the channel midline there and a key anchored VWAP there. So, and then you would also be kind of filling in all of this imbalance from this third wave. But this very, very clearly looks like a couple 1-2s in here, your big third wave, and then 4-5, 4-5. So your double 1-2 impulse from the lows is completed, and now you can expect a 3-wave corrective move, at least to the golden pocket. What we could be seeing is the end of an A wave here. We could bounce up to golden pocket and then see that C wave down to 327. Guys, please hit the like button if you get anything out of this video at all, if I've helped you at all, or if you just like the stream, please hit the like button and help me grow here. Ludong, welcome in, man. And Sailing Space Bike Philosopher, welcome in. I love that name, dude. I love that name. I longed AVAX and made profits on the corrective move up. Now I just longed again at the value area low in 786. maybe a scalp or whatever that as long as it gives me profit. Yeah, I would be Ludong, be very wary of playing that as a scalp though, man. You are at the value area low in the 786, but be very wary because you've broken market structure bearishly here. Be wary of that lower high. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. You know, just the same kind of thing that we saw on Sui on the move up. You could be seeing the start of that on AVAX on the move down. I think the low for ETH is in today. Man, I'm, maybe for today, yeah, maybe it is. I'm not so convinced of that, to be honest with you. I'm not so convinced of that at all. Let's check out our 12-minute time frame. I mean, we did have very slight bull divs here. Lower lows, higher lows. Money flow is curving back up. Multiple drives of bull div on Nami here with money flow curving up. So yeah, a nice little area to expect a bit of a bounce. But I really would be looking at, now, because this move up was from a high and this first move down, that could all be a wave one. So I would be looking at a golden pocket, a local golden pocket, and actually even your 786 up here. But watch that general area. Actually, the 786 looks a bit nicer. 786 value area high. Because once you fall back in, so you can see here, we were trying to break out of the value area high of our 3-month long range, our 2.5, 3-month long range. You rejected. We didn't quite hit the resistance above though. Now but because we've broken this range to the downside, broke market structure bearishly here, be aware that you could see a retracement here to come up to now bearishly backtest that value area high. And if you come up here and you reject, then you absolutely expect to make new lows below this low. So I just would be wary if you're long right now on Ethereum, just be wary, of lower highs coming in. Yeah, value area low, you're bouncing. I mean, I would watch this POC. It's probably near the 0.5. Yeah, 0.5, not POC. Value area high. 4,600 could be an area where you could kind of reject too. It's the value area high of this small range in confluence, kind of your VWAPs around there, and your value area high is 0.5 VWAP. Yeah, Curtis J, I hope that was helpful for you, man. Yeah, we'll look at ICP. There was another one, Pump. I'll look at Pump, and then we'll look at ICP. Do you ever use low time frame market structure MSF? I'm not sure for entries at times. Market structure flow, or I'm not sure formation entries at times, or only. No, I use market structure for sure, Jonathan. A market structure is actually one of my key things that I use for entries. Is if we break market structure bearishly, then I absolutely will look at entering based off breaks in market structure. Sailing space bike philosopher, absolutely, dude. I'm diving 30% in Hotmo. We can look at that too. Massey 33, welcome in. I'm not receiving notifications. Dang, I'm sorry about that, Massey. I don't know why it wouldn't be working for you, but thank you for joining. And just know that I'm live pretty much 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Why everyone loves ICP. There's no liquidity and price X. I think everyone, Mickey, loves ICP just because it looks like on macro timeframes, it's at such a bullish level. Caffeine AI is a beast, to be honest, but besides that, in a Wyckoff perspective, looks absolutely delicious. Okay. Can you do Doge? Okay, yep. We'll do Doge as well. Watching 70 something likes. Yeah, 89 watching and 70 likes. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate that. Like, very helpful for me to grow. And you guys are all so awesome in here, especially my regulars in here. I appreciate all of you guys so much. So thank you so much for being here. Looks like we've got a lot of coins to cover, so I'm going to keep going here. I'm going to do Pump real quick. Pump USD. Pump.fun. I believe this is it. Wow. Yeah, you know what? I would be looking at for pump.fund, just based off of this. It looks like we're in an impulsive structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you should be expecting new highs in a fifth wave. So let's pull that Fibonacci from the highs of 3 to the lows of 4, and we'll turn on our fifth wave targets between the 1.236 and the 1.618. So you can maybe take a screenshot of those numbers. I would be looking between that area for a potential. So within this here, you're expecting a 5 wave, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this general area. And generally the 1.618 gets hit more often, but you can reject from that 1.236. So to me, it looks pretty good here. The big thing is, let's check. Okay, if we pull a Fibonacci from the lows of wave 3 to the highs of wave 3, and we turn on our wave 4 targets. Okay, let's turn on our golden pocket. Ooh, not a good thing. Okay, here's the thing. In a 5-wave impulsive move up, if you hit the golden pocket of your wave 3 in a retracement, that invalidates a 5th wave here. So now we actually have to look at this as more of a corrective move. This was a 3-wave corrective move, and now we could be about to reverse down. But let me check one thing here. If we pull this. No, never mind. Okay, that's a 244% move to the upside. Because it's more than a 100% move to the upside, we have to take this Fibonacci and we have to use log scale because we're on the log scale right now. So you're going to come into settings, fibs based off log scale. So we actually have not hit the golden pocket yet. And let's turn on our 0.5 and our 382. So actually, look at, you're bouncing perfectly from your 0.5. So forget what I just said. We are in an impulse. This is actually this is trading so technically right now, so technically nice. Wave 1, wave 2, I bet you that is right where your golden pocket is. Wave 3 here, your wave 4 retraced right to that 0.5. So I would actually be expecting a wave 5 up to this target area. Very, very nice, actually. And I might look at taking a long on this if we get a bit more of a retrace. So within, this is on the daily time frame, by the way. So on the daily time frame, we're looking for a move up to 0.011567 or whatever. But this 5th wave is going to have 5 waves when it's within itself. So a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, 4, 5. So we're looking for that over the next few weeks, a couple of weeks here on pump.funds. If we zoom in now onto the 2-hour time frame and we look at this upper range that we're in, first off, you could take, let's do this. Let me just get rid of that. If you take your, you can look at this range that we're in, volume profile, and pull it sideways here. So yeah, we did reject from the value area high, and in this move down, you could be looking at this as a 1, 2, 1, 2. This is your 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. So we got, even in your wave 1, it looks like you could come a little bit higher. Or you could be looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now you're about to retrace to the golden pocket. So we'll pull our golden pocket from the lows to the highs. Turn on your golden pocket. You could come a little bit lower today. You could come a little bit lower to hit this POC/golden pocket area. But overall, I would be expecting higher targets here. And you could be just grinding up. Now, let's also look at our descending channel, because what you often see here is, let's pull it from here, is this bigger descending channel. Yeah, coming down to this golden pocket area would be nice if we did something like this, and then we break out of it in your 3rd wave. So this is your wave 1, your wave 2, your big breakout of the channel in a wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Coming up there over there. Now, this might take a couple weeks to play out. So I would just be looking locally as we're dropping in this channel here. I would be looking for support levels with local bull divs, like on the 1 hour and under. If you're coming in here and we're looking right now, we do not have any bull divs on the chart. Very slight, actually. Lower lows here, higher lows here. Money flow doesn't look the best though. What I would be looking at, and let's look at some levels. Yeah, okay, check this out. You also have a daily level right down here. at that golden pocket. So we'll mark that out, that daily level. And let's also look at our naked daily points of controls. Okay, let's look at our naked weekly points of controls. Nothing really. Okay, so, but I would be looking, and for me personally, I might actually take this long. I'm going to set an alert on this daily here, daily wave. So if we come down to this general area of support here, I will be looking for a long opportunity. All the way up to here or here. It looks nice though. This is good. Whoever looked at Pumped Out Fund trading very technically right now. And you could even move down to your 786. Let me throw on the 786 as well. So if it takes a little, because remember, in your wave 2 retrace, most commonly you do bounce from the golden pocket, but especially on altcoins, you can retrace to the 786. So maybe you see something like this, where it's the midline of the channel, 786, and then you start to really push up here. So just these general areas here, because I believe that naked weekly point of control, not naked weekly, naked daily point of control was down below. Yeah. Okay. So those are your 2 levels of support. Your naked daily point of control in confluence with the 786 in the midline. And then you have the golden pocket daily level. For me, that's your major areas here where I would absolutely be looking for longs. Let's set an alert here. So these 2 boxes here. So between, what is that? 005876 to 005753. That's your first big box of support. And then the next big box of support is this area here, 005502 to 005424. Very nice. Very, very nice there. You got your daily level at the golden pocket here. You got your midline, your 786, and naked daily here. Okay, that is it for Pump.Fund. Let's go into ICP real quick. Now, guys, ICP, oh man, I laid this out last Friday. Remember, last Friday we were looking at this, and I laid this out as our local resistance. And I said if we reject here, we can actually expect to make new lows. So here's the big thing on ICP. This is our accumulation range on the daily time frame. Accumulation range. And, big drop down, start to find accumulation. If you're going to break out an expansion, you're going to break up possibly up to $9, $10. But the accumulation range might not be done with yet. And the reason why it might not be done with yet, because we did fail to break out of the value area high, and we failed to take the liquidity up here. Remember when we were looking at this back in the into July, we did not take those highs and we did not take the liquidity, and we're dumping down. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we could see one more low coming on the charts and a 5-wave impulse down to complete this. And because we have lost the value area low of our range, you can see this value area low in here, which was also where a naked weekly point of control, a naked daily point of control was as well. And we came up after losing the value area low on the daily time frame. We took out our lows, got the SFP, but now we're coming up and bearishly back testing that value area low. If you reject from that bearish back test of the value area low, you now expect to come take out your lows from a week ago or whenever it was, a couple weeks ago. So unfortunately, we're rejecting that. We laid that out last Thursday and Friday. If you go watch last Thursday and Friday's live streams, we laid that out right there. We are rejecting from that value, from that area. Because we are rejecting from this area, we can now look at a couple things. So we'll pull, if it's not going to, we do have a high probability of taking out this low, but let's say that is going to be the actual low. Then we'll pull a golden pocket from the low of the impulse to the high of the impulse here, and we'll look at that golden pocket. at 427 to 424.6. This area here would be a nice area. I bet you that's also going to be where this small range. Okay, no, it's actually not. Let's do this. Yeah, no volume confluence there, which is surprising to me. Let me make sure that's on right. Yep. Okay, no volume confluence, but let's look at some levels here. This looks very similar to like 1, 2, 1, 2, your big 3 here, 4. Now, the problem is you didn't take out your highs with this. So you could say at 5, 4, 5, but because you didn't take out your highs, you might have this being a 4, this being a 5, another 4, and then one more 5 to actually hit the naked weekly point of control. Because we haven't actually hit the naked weekly point of control or the naked daily point of control or even the value area low. You can see haven't quite hit it just yet. So there is a possibility that ICP keeps rising a little bit more, but we really need to watch for on more macro timeframes. If we reject this and come up here and reject it, then we're at least going to come down to golden pocket, but probably come take out the lows. Look at these bear divs. Damn. Higher highs in the price action, lower highs in the momentum waves, money flow about to cross over into the red on the 2 hour. For me, it looks like a front run of resistance, and actually the value area low was down further. If we pull this over more, you can see the value area low was down further. So we actually did hit our value area low. Let's see if we hit it when. Yeah, perfect rejection from value area low, guys. So bearish backtest to value area low, rejecting, not a good sign, not a good sign at all. Now it's pushed up a little bit, but we did reject from the bearish backtest to the value area low. We're breaking market structure bearishly by taking out these lows. Because we're taking out our small little range lows right now, we have just broken market structure bearishly. So because we have broken, this is the small range I'm talking about, this little guy right here, we've broken that down. Now we can look for a lower high at the golden pocket area before coming down and making another lower low. Even if it's going to be a 3-wave corrective move and we're going to bounce from here and go right back up. So let's pull, first off, let's mark out some of our levels. Okay, we actually didn't bounce from it, but we do have a naked daily. Actually, yeah, we are bouncing from it. We're bouncing from a naked daily point of control. Let me zoom in on the 1 hour and make sure. Yeah, bouncing from a naked daily point of control. Or not. Trading view is so stupid sometimes. And let's pull our naked daily point of control up here. Okay, yep, naked daily there. And then let's look at our naked weekly points of controls. No naked weeklies in any of this. Okay, so now we'll look at our daily levels. Yeah, you have the daily level down here right near the golden pocket. So beautiful, beautiful confluence. And a weekly level actually right above the golden pocket. Ding. Okay, now that we have that marked out, I would say our big area of support, and it kind of sucks that they're not, the golden pocket's right in the middle of both of them. Let me check something. Okay. Let's make sure that's not on. Okay, good. So what I would be looking at is this general area, and I know it's kind of a big area between the weekly and the daily level as a major support level to be looking at. Weekly, golden pocket, daily. And yes, you're bouncing from your naked daily point of control. You're seeing a small reaction, but I would actually be pulling a Fibonacci from the highs to the lows of today, and I would be looking at this golden pocket 786 area as a potential rejection. Now, I like this 786 area because there's internal liquidity of this big shot down today. So if I was looking at actually shorting I'm going to actually do this. SFP into 786 short. So that 462.9, at least on Coinbase, 462.9 to 463.3, because you have a naked daily point of control right there as well, this would be the short area I'd be looking at and looking to take it down to this general area. So if you do this, look at this is your wave 1, wave 2. No, I mean, all of this would be a wave 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you'd want to come down a little bit lower and actually hit that naked daily. Then you could see a 3-wave corrective move up to this box of resistance and then see a big push down here, being a wave 1, 2, 3, even an ABC, right? In an ABC, you're looking for a 5-wave move down in your A, a 3-wave corrective move up in your B, and then a 5-wave move down in your C. So in ending that ABC, where's the most common target for an ABC correction end? At the golden pocket. So that would be a more bullish scenario, that the low is actually in. You're rejecting from here, yes, but you're going to make a 3-wave move down, bounce from here, and then make another stab at trying to break the value area low. In a bearish scenario, which I do have to say is more likely right now, is that you're going to reject, lower high, come down, take out these lows. Okay, that's it for ICP. Let's go into... Yeah, we have been front running a lot on Coinbase Time Attack. I still am going with Coinbase. Coinbase is, for me, it's worked for years. Yes, there are times, weeks where it doesn't go so perfectly, but for me, yep. Guys, give me just 1 second. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Aptos. Yes, let's go through Aptos. And then, guys, I've got to leave in about 10 minutes. So we'll check Aptos. We'll check Bitcoin. Okay, Aptos was the one. I believe this was the one we were looking at with a very good accumulation. Yeah, Aptos looks so good, guys. I just love the way this looks. So as far as your resistance box, we still have our resistance above us, that naked weekly point of control, that daily level, and the SFP of the range highs at around $6. But your smaller range, this is your smaller daily range, right? Your daily accumulation range in here. Let's first mark out this new weekly level. I know the week hasn't ended, but it's highly unlikely that we're going to drop all the way back down here by the end of the week. So we'll mark that out, even though it's only Tuesday. I'm actually not going to mark that out yet. It's only Tuesday. But it's going to be a daily level anyway. No, it's not. Okay, here's your value area low of your daily range. You can see this accumulation range forming in here. This is your accumulation. We're breaking out of the value area high, and we're back testing it. So look at nice impulse, break out of the value area high, back test the value area high. We could continue pushing. So you really don't want to lose this area that we're kind of trying to hold right now. Let me get rid of this. Yeah, that we're attempting to break out of that value area. Now, we did not come take this liquidity. You see how we front ran it right here? We front ran the liquidity. I suspect that at the very least, we're going to bounce here, come take this liquidity, and then after taking the liquidity, if we fall back inside the volume profile, we're going to get a move down at least to your golden pocket. But this is clearly impulsive price action in here from the lows. And guys, if we do get a retracement, if we take out this liquidity at 566, first of all, it could be a good short position. But if we take out that liquidity and then fall back inside the volume profile, that golden pocket to 786 area could be the best swing long opportunity of the entire bull market. The way this looks with daily bullish divs, money flow rising to the upside. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 humps of daily bull div, money flow curving to the upside, crossing into the green at the bottom of a major accumulation zone. So let's pull that Fibonacci from the lows of the impulse to the highs of the impulse. And let me double check that push up. 45%. Okay. Yeah, this golden pocket 786 area. And by the time first I would want to come a little bit higher. I'd want to come take that liquidity, but let's say the low is, or the high is in, then I would like, if we come down to this general area here, actually the 786 would be the nicest, because look at this. This is your 786 and your two value area lows. The value area low of your weekly range and the value area low of your daily range. This to me, let's do this here. Man, this even looks good here. So what I see here is a very nice 1, 2, 1, 2. Here's your big third wave. 4, 5. I think we need one more 4, 5, and it makes sense because we front ran that liquidity. So for me, actually, I think Aptos has a high potential of taking out 566 before getting a move down. But say after we get that move down, and actually it would be super nice to come up here, reject from here in your last 5. Then you could re-pull that golden pocket. Let me zoom back out onto the 8-hour chart. Let's just do a theoretical. Let's say we reject from this naked weekly POC. And then look at where your golden pocket would be. Man, that would be the best thing. If we could come up here, reject from here, come down here, ultimate spot long, swing long, breakout and expansion. So for me, locally, yeah, we do have some pretty harsh bear divs here. Pretty harsh bear divs, money flow draining out of the asset. But then even look here. After seeing those harsh bear divs, here and then here, bear divs are now starting to play out. Look at this. Hold on, let me grab this. Bull divs are starting locally on the 2-hour time frame. Lower lows in the price action, higher lows in the momentum waves, higher lows in the momentum waves. Now your money flow is going against you right now, but this actually looks like a corrective descending channel to me, or a wedge, whatever you want to call it, in this little area. Little corrective descending channel. If we can hold this value area high, I expect us at least to make a move up to hit 566 on Aptos. Man, Aptos looks pretty nice here. And once we hit 566, I would definitely be looking to take some profit. Okay, I'd definitely be looking to take some profit at 560. If we SFP 566, I'll take profit there. If not, I'd look up to that 601 naked weekly POC. And then like this box up here. If we drop and get below the POC, the value area high, and we close daily candles underneath this, then that could be a good short down to your golden pocket 786, this area or this area. So we'll cover that. If you guys remind me on Thursday, we will look at this on Thursday. But this is great. This is great. Okay, let me see. Arping, thank you so much for joining, man. Have a good one. Oh gosh, you guys have been talking a lot in here. Where am I? Where did I leave off? Oh, Doge, B&B. I got to still do those real quick. Okay. Can you drop split, please, bro? Fat Boy, I'm not sure what you mean there. I do got to go soon, guys. I just got to go pick someone up, but Curtis J, thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate that kind comment. I'm glad that I can help you, and I'm glad that you like watching me. Yeah, ICP does have a lot of inflation. I know that, guys. Okay, Curtis J, good to know. Right. Okay. Yeah, guys. I mean, if you can speak English, just please speak English. It makes it easier for the mods. The mods already do such a good job of helping me out here, and I don't want to make it harder for them. Okay. Have you noticed that we've been yep, got that. Okay. Doge, yes. Crypto Freeze released a new video, says bet the farm on BTC. Wow. Well, I mean, you shouldn't be buying it at all-time highs. Let's just say that. He blew 4 copy trade groups into liquidations, millions. One guy and his wife lost 220K. Whoa. Ouch. Dude, listen, I love Market Cypher B as an indicator. I have seen CryptoFace make some bad decisions in the past. Very, very bad decisions because he only trades based off Market Cypher B. He doesn't look at levels. And remember, price action first, indicator second. Your indicators should always be confirmations for what the price action is showing you for your key levels on the chart that you mark out. Now, I am not talking bad about CryptoFace. CryptoFace is obviously a very successful man and in some ways a successful trader. But I have seen him make some poor decisions sometimes because he only uses Market Cypher B. He would do the completely opposite that Marcus Cypher was saying. Yeah. Well, also he has been an emotional trader at times. I've seen that too. Yeah, Mickey, I agree with that statement. Putting all your money in the farm at the end of the cycle is super reckless. Okay, let's go through Doge and what was the other one besides Doge? Doge. Actually, Doge is bouncing right now from our pitchfork bottom, the bottom of the pitchfork. So here's the thing with Doge, guys. We checked Doge last time. We are attempting to break out of this range here, the value area high of this range. But I would be careful because we did reject the lower high golden pocket here and a naked weekly point of control. It was a lower high golden pocket, naked weekly. Let me check the daily. I think there was a daily level there as well. Yeah. So no, that was yeah. We had a daily level and a naked weekly point of control and our golden pocket. So you can see we wicked up past the daily level to hit the golden pocket. And now we're kind of starting to dump here. If we lose our range, actually, did we take out a range low? So this is our little range that we're trading here on Dogecoin, this little guy right here. Let's pull a volume profile for that. We're at the value area low, but we did take out our lows of the range. So this could be as simple as taking out the lows. Actually, did we take out the lows? No, we didn't take out the lows yet. We're fighting with the value area low and we're bouncing from the pitchfork, the bottom of the pitchfork, after trying to reclaim the pitchfork. So we got so close to these lows, I would suspect that we're going to continue. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, this looks very similar to Solana. You have your wave 1, 2, 1, 2. This could be your third wave here. So we're looking for a couple more 4, 5s in here to go down. Now, if you do that, you're going to break market structure bearishly. After that double 1, 2 impulse finishes, look for a move up to your lower high golden pocket before coming down lower. And if we're looking at our bigger impulse move up since the lows here, Very similar. 1 2 1 2, your big third here, 4 5 4 5. So your double 1 2 impulse looks completed, and now we're looking for at least a 3-wave corrective move down to the golden pocket. Here's the thing. In this move locally does not look like it's done yet. A smaller double 1 2, just like Solana in here. But this larger double 1 2 impulse up does look completed, and we did reject from key resistance being a naked weekly point of control, a daily level, and the golden pocket. So now we are going to pull a fib from the lows of the impulse to the highs of the impulse, and we're going to look at the golden pocket 786 area. Right away, I do like this golden pocket because you can see here it's a nice support resistance flip. If we look at here, it was kind of support for this range and resistance for this little range. So that is nice. But let's pull a volume profile for this lower range. Yeah, your value area high back test is right there. So absolutely, this golden pocket's going to be key support because it's the back test of the value area high of the range you broke out of, and it's your golden pocket retracement. Now let's look at our naked weekly points of control. And you have an imbalance in there. Okay, no naked weekly points of control in there, but let's look at our naked dailies. Okay, no naked dailies. We do have one below us. So this naked daily below us is where we could end our double 1 2 impulse locally. If this small little move down is not done yet, seeing an SFP of these lows into this naked daily point of control at 24413 could give us our first push up, our first nice little push up. Let's turn that off. Let's look at our weekly levels. Yeah, very nice. Okay, we do have a weekly level at your golden pocket. And let's look at our daily levels. And then we have a daily level at your POC. All right, guys, so here's the thing. On this small move, let me zoom into the 30-minute chart. From the move down today, this does look like it is a, 1 2 1 2 1 2, like a triple 1 2 or a double 1 2, a 1 2 1 2. You're in your third wave. We could be bouncing right now on a 4. We need a 5, a 4, a 5. If we stop at that naked daily point of control, that could be the end of this small impulse. Then we could get a 3-wave corrective move up to the golden pocket before seeing another move down to the bigger golden pocket where your weekly is. So I'd pull this box golden pocket weekly level here. That is your first major support level, between 2394 and 2372. Very, very nice support level there. If you break that, then I would say your next level of support is your daily POC 786. Daily level POC 786. And then, of course, if you break that, I do believe you are coming down to your daily and your naked weekly POC down here. I mean, you'll probably see a bounce before then, but it would continue the bearish market structure. So look at, you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your 5-wave move down on a higher time frames. 5-wave move down, move up to the golden pocket, and then we could get another big move down. The problem with this is you don't want this to be impulsive, and it does look impulsive. You wanted it to be a 3-wave move up or a double one, double zigzag, 6-wave move up. But because we're rejecting on a macro lower high, you have your big drop, lower high. Now we could suspect a lower low coming down to this area. And we also have a macro 786 down there as well. No, sorry, never mind. But local levels for Doge, I would be watching your naked daily point of control just below you at 24413. We could see a local bounce from there. The big level is your golden pocket in confluence with the weekly level. And then your next big support level is that naked daily, point of control in confluence with your daily in 786. If we're going to bounce from where we're at right now, then I would pull a golden pocket from the highs of the move yesterday to the lows today, and you can see that that golden pocket's coming in right around your value area high. I'd be looking at this little local area as resistance, and it would also fill this fair value gap in here and this imbalance, this whole imbalance candle. Okay, what was the last one we were going to look at? We did Aptos, we did Doge. No, I got Doge just now, so that's that. Let's do. I just saw something else here. What's up, Jaffiel? Super. Yeah, I'll do super. Then I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Super. We'll check Bitcoin for 2 minutes. Super is coming down to our level of support that we marked out last week, Jaffiel. Remember this level of support here, the SFP of those lows into our monthly. We are not quite down there yet. I would be watching that monthly level at 56,755. Yeah, and man, see, Super had this giant wick. And the thing is with this giant wick is it was because we're kind of in this accumulation range as well in here. Kind of an accumulation range here. The very bearish scenario for Super is because we wicked up and took out the liquidity of our equal highs here, we could fall right back down to this box here to take out our semi-equal lows here. So that's your bearish scenario. And actually look at the daily time frame, the money flow coming out here pretty aggressively. You are coming into local support that we marked out yet last week, being the SFP of the lows into the monthly level. But if you lose that, honestly, there's not too much else because we did reject from that macro 382. There is a very strong possibility that we could come to this box of support between really 47 cents and 45.5 to take out these lows into your macro value area low. So let's look at that. Let's get rid of that. What I would be looking at right now locally on Super is I would pull a range and look at this guy here. You could even pull it to there. Yeah, you're losing the value area low of the range and you're in the process of bearishly backtesting it very locally. But I would be, honestly, we got so close to taking out these lows into your monthly. I would really wait for that. I would be waiting for that first. Now, if you bounce from this monthly, say you do this and you come down and you bounce from this monthly. If you come back up and reject again from the value area low, expect to continue pushing down and filling this imbalance in here and probably coming down eventually all the way to here. Of course, you can pull the volume profile of this small range in here, this small bottoming range, and you can look at levels in here, you know, the value area low, the POC value area high. But I mean, just, you know, be careful with this because this, with that wick the way it was, very shady price action, a pump to stop out liquidity. This looks like a pump to stop out some late shorters, and then now they're dropping it again. So that's all I would say for Super. Monthly support coming up soon. If you lose that monthly, I would be looking down to like 54 cents, where you do 54.1 to like 53.7, where your next kind of level of support is. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, it's tough. You're below the golden pocket already. The 786 is at 55.7. I don't know if I like that too much. I mean, your 886 looks a little better to me. Be careful, job field trading this. If you lose that monthly, you have a high likelihood of coming down to 47 cents. Okay, 3 years ago, Slow Away said BTC was going 8 to 10K. It was at 18K. I believed him. Sold. Oh my God. Massey 33. I'm so sorry to hear that. That really sucks. Calatori C. Demuti. Absolutely. You're welcome for the Doge analysis. Absolutely. Gareth Soloway says if you have three indications lining up, you have an 80% of that chance trade playing out. Price structure, liquidity levels, and that is it, and it's MCB for you. Yeah, for me, that's pretty much it too, man. Liquidity is huge. Liquidity and volume, guys, runs these markets. Remember, liquidity levels are always important. Anyways, for Bitcoin, it looks like we are getting a little bit of a bounce before hitting our support level of the now I look at the value area low is lower when you're on the 15-minute time frame, but on any other time frame, the value area low is at 120.1 pretty much. And then your naked daily point of control is at 123.67. Let me check Bybit to see if we hit the naked daily point of control on Bybit. Of course, we broke the channel down. I talked about this channel in yesterday's stream. We broke it down. No, we didn't hit the point of control yet on Bybit either, which is at 120.2. So guys, be wary of this bounce that we're seeing right now. I would say it is going to most likely end up in a lower high before coming down and at least hitting the naked daily point of control. We have this upper range in here. And yes, we are reclaiming the value area low of the range. Are we doing it on Coinbase is the question. Yeah, we're reclaiming the value area low, but I would watch for rejection from the POC and the VWAP. POC VWAP rejection. And that is going to be your 0.5 as well. And remember, that's a fourth wave target. If we're looking at this as a wave 1, a wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and then a wave 5 to come down to that area, I would really be watching that 122.9 to 122.8 area as a potential short area. So that's it for today, guys. Please hit the like button on your way out. Thank you so much for watching. I will be live again on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, I will make a video tomorrow around market close and put that out, keeping you guys analyzed. If you're interested in joining the Telegram group, I am going to be posting my updates in the Telegram group in between videos and live streams. So if you're interested joining the Telegram group, it's free to join. All you have to do is sign up with BYDFI using my affiliate link and deposit at least $100. That $100 is your money to trade with. You get to trade on the exchange with it. I'm not taking it from you. And you also get the 50% deposit bonus. Once you deposit the money, click the link in the description for the Telegram, type in /verify, and then your user ID number, which would be right up here. And that'll get you access to the Telegram.